I thought that I would start this April video on Easter because I don't really have a typical Easter like a lot of people do. The last game in our baseball series this weekend starts at 1 o'clock, and when we get to work, I have to go to work at 9. Don't know if you guys know Annie F. Downs out there, Christian creator and speaker, writer, but she kind of broke up an Easter week reading plan. So I finished reading that this morning, and it didn't take very long. It felt a little like, oh, I just definitely feel like this is not maybe doing as much as I feel like I should. You know, I currently do not have a church in Knoxville. It's not really a long story. It's just I went to one place the whole time I was in college, and then out of college, I've just realized I need to find something different. And I went to another church that was they were both very large, probably two of the largest ones in Knoxville. And I met some great people. I was in a life group for about a year that was a good thing for me, but it got to a point where I just knew like it wasn't the right fit for me. And I think I just went to the first place where I knew people and liked the teaching. And after that teaching kind of like dipped off a little bit, I realized like I didn't actually really love the church or the way that the community functioned. And so nothing against that. It wasn't the right fit for me. So I'm kind of floating a little bit, and I need to be looking for somewhere, because that is something that I think is important to me. Even if with my job, I was not plugged in and serving a lot. So that kind of makes it harder to find a space that you really, really like. But I know that you can still find community, and you can enjoy actually going into the building and like being taught and seeing faces. And I just wasn't experiencing that at the other place that I had been going. And so it's a little intimidating, because it's like, well, the last time I went, I knew people there, so that got me in the door, and then I had to be brave and make myself join a life group and meet people. But now it's like I'm gonna have to go in as one person and try again. And there's something about that, like I will do it and I will get there, but it's gonna have to be spirit-led courage, because I'm not gonna want to do it, just being straight up. But that's kind of one of the things that I figured I would start this day with. Of sometimes my holidays are not normal. Thankfully, Thanksgiving and Christmas Day themselves can be pretty normal. Now the days right before, right after, sometimes it's a toss-up. But things like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Easter, sometimes even Memorial Day, like we don't really have normal holidays. And so this is one where it's okay, especially like if I don't have a church home. It feels like I'm cheating, but I feel like almost it's like God's grace in a way of not beating myself up about not having a specific place to go. But I think more than anything, sometimes I'm just like, wish I could hang out with my parents, but it'll be fine. I'm just sitting and talking to you. I'm gonna make some coffee in this mug. I bought this mug years ago, but this cup says, "This is the season she will make beautiful things, not perfect things, but honest things that speak to who she is and who she is called to be." I feel like that's what I'm doing here. I feel like a loner on Easter morning, but I'm being honest. And I feel like I want to do things that connect people, and I want to be in spaces where you actually connect with people. And on days like this is a large reason why. So to shift this into more fun gear, I'm going to show you guys my Nespresso that I'm very excited about. I got this thing back in January, and it has really cut down on my buying coffee out consumption, and I just really enjoy having it. So I will show you my Nespresso while I make my coffee. It's the Virtuo Pop, which I got at Target. It was on sale like right around Christmas. You buy the pods online, which my whole thing about not buying an espresso was because I thought it was so much more expensive, but it's really not. Especially compared to going and buying it out. These pods are probably, I think these are like $1.40 a piece, and you have to buy them in a pack of 10. But considering how much I was buying coffee out, it's definitely worth it. But all you have to do, snap this in, boom, and then when this is lit up, it starts making it. Know how much influencer content they have out there of people wiping their cinnamon dust off of their stovetop, but I'll include that here too, because again, I want this to be authentic. I do feel like that's my only gripe about this, which is my own personal problem, but I do spill cinnamon like everywhere, and I don't even realize it until much, much later. But coffee made, I'm gonna sit and drink it and then get ready to go to work, because If you didn't know, recording stuff or like talking to yourself recording takes a lot of time. And this wasted, like, not wasted, it's not a waste, but it took 20 minutes longer than I thought it was going to. Coming to you two first because I am miking myself up and trying to be not self-conscious about doing this.
Oh my god.
Do you want to say hello?
We got grub today. This is the plate of the day. I know, a little lackluster when we're trying to be, you know.
Kennedy, there's like barely any vegetables on this plate.
Zoom in on the green.
Okay, despite my insecurities, I'm doing this. I'm about to do graphics with two of my students. Mateus, you want to come in frame? How do you feel about doing Easter graphics today?
Confident.
And then Olivia, how do you feel about doing the bug?
I mean, as great as I always feel. It's the bug. We're going to kill it.
They're great. I'm not going to record anymore because this feels kind of weird. Maybe in game, but I'm not going to talk anymore because I've already had comments about it multiple times. All right, a couple days later, it is April the 8th, and I just got home from work. It's like 8:30. And something that was super fun was one of our interns just walked in today and handed me a loaf of sourdough bread. And I'm excited. I am not someone that's an artisan bread person, so I never buy stuff like this. But when she dropped it off my office, it smells so good. It even has the little divots and stuff in it that people make. And she was telling me about how she was excited about this loaf because she didn't make it in a Dutch oven. She was explaining all the processes. So I packed lunch and then just packed snack stuff to have for the rest of the day, so I didn't need a traditional dinner. And I thought, I'm gonna open this now, or cut this now, and eat a slice of it and send her my thoughts. I am curious as to how I'm going to cut this open because I do not own a bread knife, which might be surprising. I think my kitchen is kind of a funny mixture of, I have a Nespresso, but I only own one knife. And so, well, like, I have knives to eat, I just don't have like a paring knife, a bread knife. I don't know. I've got one and it cuts meat in half and it chops vegetables. Do I really need another one? I want another one. I just sometimes go, I'm not gonna buy that. And I've felt that way about bread knives until right now. I kind of wish that I had bought one, but I'm gonna cut this open and try it out. The sourdough loaf from my intern, Catherine, that I am very excited about trying. It's a good crust, I guess.
Okay. Also right with Tiff still. She's been one of my winner picks throughout the season, and
so she needs to be brought to the end most likely, but that's the magic of Suri, right? Like, if she gets the right person, she's made some really strong.
Okay, I tried to cut the bread and it was very difficult, so I am on a hunt for a bread knife, which I've been putting off forever, but today's the day we get one. I don't know if other people have this problem, but I think because I live in an apartment, I don't want to buy like big knife kits. Like, for example, this looks really nice, right? But I just don't have the space to keep something like this, so I'm going with just a plain old stainless steel knife. If you were wondering, I think the only knife I have in my kitchen currently is this, which is an 8-inch stainless steel cutlery knife, and I use this for everything. This is even what I've been using to cut bread. So for the most part though, I've never had an issue until I tried cutting this loaf, and I thought, maybe I'll learn how to make sourdough. So I need a bread knife. So I did change the hat. I'm wearing my US Open hat. I kind of wish that I had this thing when I went to the Open so that I could have like taken videos to share. Unfortunately, all my videos are vertical, which that's why I don't know, part of the reason why I want to use this, because I want to rebel against the vertical video epidemic. I don't really care that much, but I do like the full frame better. I'm gonna put this away now because it's weird to have this in Target, but I'm proud of myself for trying. Okay, it is Sunday evening, like 10 till 7, and one of our interns decided to get a team bonding activity of going bowling. So that's currently where I'm about to go. Half of the students do know that I bowled in high school, so I have a feeling that a lot of them are gonna give me a really hard time when I'm bad. I talked to my mom earlier today and she said, quote, get at least 100. I've been cross-stitching this for my mom. I'll give a closer look in a second here. I wanted to try to do a time lapse of while I'm actually doing it, but it's kind of hard to do that. By the time this comes out, my mom will have already seen it, so I don't really care. But yeah, it's this bunny. My mom loves rabbits, so I found this pattern on Etsy, and it's really cool because you can't like super tell in this light, but it's all basically greens and pinks, which are my mom's favorite colors.
It's rolling. Just don't, you're gonna
This is what we do right now.
That's why we have 10 bulls.
Okay, kind of random, but I was driving through Chickamauga Battlefield on the way to go to my grandparents' house and my brother's house, because you can just drive through this. And originally I thought, oh, I'll walk a little bit. And then I passed the visitor center, and I cannot remember the last time I was here, but my Mimi used to take Patrick and I here all the time. So I just hopped into the visitor center, and I forget that this is literally a national park. Like, I don't know, I wasn't thinking about it that much. So I really just walked around, but I felt kind of weird because I was the only person in there without children. But I don't know, I might drive by some of the monuments and stop out and look at them, because I just have like a lot more time to kill than I thought I was going to. And I don't know, it's kind of neat. I used to come here all the time as a kid, and I always loved things like this, like visitor centers, museums, reading plaques, and just kind of learning about different things. And my grandmother did a really good job when Patrick and I were little about doing stuff like this. Like, we would come here, we would go to Point Park, so like the park, if you do not know, when you're not from Chattanooga, the Chickamauga Battlefield area kind of like extended to the top of Lookout Mountain, which I can show a closer look of that on this map because it has it on here. But we would do stuff like this, or go to Red Clay, which is up more towards like, I think it's closer to Cleveland, I'm not 100% sure, or the aquarium, stuff like that. And I just always loved learning, and I do think I was always wired that way, but I think this is part of the reason why I loved learning, is because I did a lot of stuff like this as a kid, before YouTube rotted our brains. Because you can learn a lot of stuff on YouTube, but like going somewhere and seeing it and like touching it, or watching a video in a cool little theater inside a visitor center, it's the way to go.
Oh, you twirling?
Evie.
This pack has the hit. You want to open it?
Have you taught her how to move the front card to the back or whatever?
You can't let her hold them. The value's going to be down. Come on. Oh my god. Alright. You ready? Alright, so this is trash. We don't want that. Here's the energy. That's a dark energy. Alright. You ready? Alright, we got Snorlax, Esper, Probopass,
That one.
Shaman. Ooh, Gengar Hollow. You like that one?
You gotta practice on the putting it in frame.
Is that a good one?
Closer. Closer.
The Gengar
here,
one is.
You gotta do like this, and then...
Teach me your ways, young one.
This is cool. This is probably not valuable, though.
The Gengar cards over time go up, but...
New day. It's a Saturday. I do have to go to work in like an hour and a half. We had baseball tonight at 6, but it's supposed to storm tonight, so now it's at 4, which is an inconvenient move up because I scheduled to get my hair cut at 11, so hopefully I can make it to crew call. So before I am going to get my hair cut, I decided I wanted to come try a coffee at a local coffee shop called Seed here in Knoxville. If you came to UT and went to the Golden Roast on Sutherland, that is what this is now, and I am shocked at the number of cars that are here every single time I try to come. Now that I have my Nespresso, I hardly ever go get coffee out anymore, but I like to come here because their drinks are actually really good, like the specialty ones that they make, and they have a peanut butter and jelly shaken espresso, so I had to come try that because
Peanut butter is one of my favorite things ever. So I'm gonna nonchalantly try to record a video in here, but we'll see how that goes because there's a lot of people here.
This place, as far as the menus that they put together, I think they do some really fun drinks. I'm not one to deviate from my normal, but they have made some. They did like a cherry maple one in the summer. They had one in the winter that I remember being really good, but I can't remember what it was. And now the Uncrustable, and I did try it before I got in the car because I couldn't wait. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like it. This is the second time I've had a drink with peanut butter in it, and I didn't love it. And I'm gonna drink it. It's not like it's terrible or anything. I think I just took a sip and I was expecting one thing and it was something completely different. I think in my head I was expecting, there is a brewery here in Knoxville called Zul, XUL, if you've ever seen it. And they make this thing called a PB&J mixtape, and it's basically like a liquid Uncrustable, and it is alcoholic. But I will say that's not, like, I've had it 2 or 3 times maybe, and it is incredible. But the reason that it's so good is because it literally tastes like you liquefied an Uncrustable. I don't know how they did that. I don't understand the science behind baking and like brewing and all that kind of stuff. This just kind of tastes like peanut powder, and it's something about it when it hits espresso is weird. Because the only other time that I have had a peanut buttery coffee, it was if you are a Disney person or you've ever been to Orlando and you've heard of Gideon's Bakehouse. They're very famous for their cookies, and their cookies are great. But they have a peanut butter nitro cold brew type thing on tap. And I remember tasting it and thinking, this is really gross. And I think part of it is because it was made with oat milk, and I'm a dairy girly. I'm not a oat milk, almond milk. I'll use almond milk sometimes, but it's not in coffee. Absolutely not. That is disrespectful to the coffee bean and to the espresso bean, and I stand firmly on that hill. I'm being descended from a dairy farmer. I stand firmly on that hill. However, the reason I think that drink, I didn't like it, is it was oat milk based, it had nitro, it was the peanut powder, but then it had a lot of cinnamon in it, and it was just not, the vibe was not good, and that's kind of how I feel about this. So I do recommend Seed coffee. I do not think I recommend this Uncrustable drink, to be honest with you. However, I still love this place and I will keep coming back here. Final review on that coffee from earlier. I really didn't like it. I tried to keep drinking it and I only drank a third of it, so I am getting a coffee before I go to work. And I'm normally not, if I don't like something, I'm not gonna just like throw it away and get another one, but I really didn't enjoy that one. And we have baseball today. It's gonna be a long day, and I almost fell asleep getting my hair cut, so Starbucks it is. Hi, I haven't used this in a couple days, and I know that I talk about how much I love my job and how I think it's cool, but I just would like to document for the people. This is the current time. I walked in my door like 5 or 6 minutes ago. We just had a 4-hour baseball game on ESPN2, and for reasons I don't have the mental capacity to talk about right now, those games are like the more stressful ones. I spent 11 hours yesterday at work in the control room building graphics, and then was there again from about 10:15 today until when I left at 11:59. And I would just like you guys to know that I just washed my face. Sorry, the Osmo is like, it's having a moment. I just washed my face, and when I went to do it, I didn't realize, because I keep 4 things on my counter. It's a little messy right now, so I'm not showing that to you. And on the left side, there is CeraVe face wash, and there is hand soap. And I pumped the hand soap in and scrubbed, and did not realize that I had until my eyes started burning, and it smelled citrusy, which is not what CeraVe smells like. So then I promptly washed with the actual CeraVe and got my eyes to stop burning. So I'm going to go to bed because I have like a day-long meeting with Tennessee's Young Alumni Council tomorrow, which the last time I went I was excited about. And it's not that I'm not excited about it. It's just this is a very stressful weekend. We have a show. This was the start, and then we have a show every night through Tuesday. But now because of weird weather, there's a baseball doubleheader tomorrow. So then we had to like reconfigure our crew and stuff. And I left my coworker still figuring that out because I tried to help with what I could, but I couldn't help with everything since I won't be there tomorrow. So that was one stressful thing, but then also I'm producing softball on Saturday. And I will tell you one thing, trying to do graphics lead for one team and then produce for the other one right after it's doable. It's not the easiest, it's doable, but not when you're taking a full day off of work the next day to go to a council meeting and not maybe be able to get work in. So, so as much, it's fine. Like everything's fine. I'm blessed. Everybody has moments like this, and I am not special just because I work in TV. But just, I talk a lot about how I love my job, and I do, but these are the times where it's kind of hard. So, and also, I don't know how to explain this, but coming home after doing a show, even though I'm tired, it's kind of like Taylor Swift talked about how after the Eras Tour, she would be on like a high and would have to come down before she could go to bed. And unfortunately, doing live TV is the exact same thing. So even though I'm really tired and mentally just fatigued, who knows if I'm going to be able to go to bed. So I'm going to try. I'm trying to finish a book. I'm telling you guys, my book luck this year, terrible. I haven't liked a book. Not that I've liked some fine, but I haven't had a book where I thought I thoroughly enjoyed reading this one time this year. One time. It's April. How have I not picked one book? So I need to get into these. I don't know if I showed that I got book of the month books. Maybe I'll show that if I decide to do that. But my thought was maybe I'll actually pick something different than what I normally pick, and I'll like it, because apparently everything I pick is not good to me. Not that it's not good, but it just is not translating in my brain currently. I'm gonna go to bed now. Bye. Oh, I shot that today. That's fun. And Riley, you asked me yesterday if I was going to vlog this month. Do you want to be in it?
Yeah, I do. I just want to say, Allison, your vlogs are spectacular, and I love just to sit down and turn on a vlog and just vibe out all day, and this is what I'm looking forward to.
Coming at you live from Cherry Park Relay Stadium because our students forgot to bring the backdrop back that we get specifically from ESPN for shows that are on ESPN or ESPN2. And you might think this is weird, but they track those. And so we have to send it back. Like, it literally has an air tag on it. So let me actually adjust framing. Here she is, back to normal. It just means more.